Welcome back, everyone, to Pineleaf on Board, where today we are starting our second game of Charterstone in our little series here. Let us see what we roll here, and it looks like that the yellow player will be playing first, which means that we will be the third player, which means we get to go last. At least that's the advantage of that. They beat us to whatever they're trying to get. Whoever is first and whoever is last has the last chance of doing something when the game ends. So now, at this point, we choose our persona, and seeing how that I currently only have one, the choice here is obvious. It says, after using a building with a pumpkin cost, gain 1 VP. And that means I probably should use this one on a couple times. Actually, I already get 1 VP when I use this particular location. That means I'll just get 2 VP instead. One for that's inherent to the building and one in addition to for my ability. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want to use my persona at least once. And if I do, I get a gold check mark here. And that means that it's been used. And used personas help in winning in the final total at the end of the campaign. So are we all set here? Let us go. Predictably starts to get some grain at the end. Already turning stuff in. Now, what do I have here in all? I have absolutely no resources. I have 1 gold. So I think the best bet, what do I need here? I need to open up these 2 crates, which means I'm going to need gold as much as possible. So I'll actually be moving here quite a bit. What I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to bump myself to get 2 of them. That way I can at least have a couple extra pumpkins before I start cashing them in, because I want to be able to cycle this for a few turns in here. Because I want to be able to get 4 gold in all. And right now, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because right now I have 3 pumpkins. So what I'm going to do then is, the grain area has a reputation area. So that's an easy way to get reputation then, is to pick up some grain and to go over there. So each character has something where they have a little bit of advantage, and it looks like reputation is one of the advantages of the yellow player. And I'm not too sure. I can't remember what the blue players' 10 types of advantages are. Now, I think it's time to me to start cash these things in. So you see it said 2 in there, and that's normally it's 1, but now it's 2 instead because of the advantage of my ability in here. Now, actually, I haven't. Here we go. Yeah, so the gardener is now. Yes, the gardener you see is now a gold checkbox instead of a white check mark as a result of that. Now, unfortunately, I have to recall everything. Oh, that's right. She reminds me, what are the objectives now? The objectives currently are to build your reputation, diversify production. I really should check that beforehand, and of course, amass wealth. Oh, amass wealth is one of them. If I checked that beforehand, I probably would have grabbed a couple of more of these first. There you go. And next. Yeah, they're seriously going after that reputation area. So I have a little trouble here. Actually, I really should read the guideposts. Guideposts is the character of those that have the most coins and resources at the end is the main thing in there. which is a bit of a struggle then between you want to have the most resources in order to get the bonus glory at the end, but at the same time, you don't want to have too many of them because you really can't carry everything over. You can only carry over one of each of the types you have. So one resource, one gold, one card. So you don't want to just stockpile everything and guarantee that you're going to be up ahead on that at the end. And that's one of the tricky things we have here. All right, there we go. And now, how are they doing? Yeah, right now I'm at full rep, and they are, influence. Ooh, anticipating stuff. All right, we have, okay, minions have now been introduced, and it looks like it was our baker who did so here. And that means it's probably going to be a chef then. Uh, yes, it is the chef, a new minion type, a chef. And we have a bakery, which can produce chefs. And the persona is a restaurateur who likes to be able to have chefs in the game. And she is going on into there. And she opens up the robot, which is another type of minion. And the smithy, and the inventor, and divide and conquer. It's had 3 different types of minions on there. Though that won't be in this particular game. Now, how are they doing on there? They both have another one into there, so I might as well. I'll bumper and grab, 7 or 8. I'll grab 7. I can't remember if that introduces my minion or not. Each of the charters has a associated. No, this private objectives. Oh boy, that's the earliest I've seen that come up. Spread your influence less than or equal to 3. Botanical gardens, where you pay a pumpkin to get a private objective, and an ambassador. And we can see what the ambassador does later on. Let's see. Now, the minions that you have, you notice that they're using their minions this turn. And the reason for that is because you can only put minions in your own charter. So you know who the owner of the minion is by where they are located rather than by the color of the meeple. So you can only put them into your own charter, and they all have special abilities. This one regains some of your influence that you spent. Now, some influence is permanently lost. Anything that's put on the reputation track, for example, is permanently lost. Anything that is anything that's permanently anything on the reputation track is permanently lost. Anything that's put on the quota track is permanently lost. If you put it onto an objective, it's permanently lost. But the ones used for building buildings and unlocking crates, those are. I'll let that go on. Those particular items can be retrieved later on by either using a chef or some other item that grabs them in return. Now, let's see, what do I have at the moment? I have absolutely no resources and no gold, so obviously I have to start collecting such things. And right, so I have the botanical gardens and the crate there. And the personas, right, I'm using the gardener, and here is, when you gain an objective cards, of course it would be related to objectives because it's the, since we're about getting objectives there. Now, speaking of objectives, what do I want to do? I don't have any objectives yet, so I will want to get the, yeah, gained various different things in there. What do I want to build anything? Tricky thing about building at this moment is that this these are considered to be two different types of cards. If I have two different types of cards, I'm able to, if I lose this game, I could select, say that I'm getting I could add to my capacity to my cards and be able to have two different types of cards. We'll see later on what I choose to do when that time comes. Now, I need to get some, I need either some wealth or I need to, oh, actually, it won't be bad getting those botanical gardens up. I need two pumpkins, a brick, and wood. Let's start collecting that up. Let's get some pumpkins. Whether I cash them in or do something else with them is, we will see. So I'll just do a cycle a little while to get a few pumpkins. Oh, I'm really falling behind in this, aren't I? Buildings. The junkyard. Oh, the junkyard comes out early. I'm not too sure I've ever had the junkyard actually built before, so I don't know if anyone's going to try building it, because that's the junkyard, I believe, is one of the few ways that you could actually reset the advancement deck. Actually, I don't know of any other way other than the junkyard. And it's one of those things that just doesn't seem to come up all that often. Actually, so there's this whole thing about advancing wealth or something like that. But I want to make sure that if I do that, I am able. Actually, I do want to make sure that I at least get some thing on that reputation track. See, I've got right now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's right. I want to see if I can get 6 of them. See how that works. And that way, I'll see if I get 6 money and be able to use that to complete an objective. Might be a faster way to get some money here. I'm not too sure what it is. And now I guess it's time for me to start getting that in there. There are some places where you can get extra ones, but I'm not too sure if they are in any of these charters. Okay, so he built his place to get chefs. Yeah, I am going to need to do something about the reputation area. Yes. The coal area, for example, has a area where they can get 2 gold in just 2 turns, try getting a coal and then putting it out there, but we don't have that for this particular. We don't have the coal player in. Now, we are soon going to start getting buildings put into those areas at the start of the game, but we don't have those yet, and since they're going to be randomly selected, there's no guarantee that we're ever going to get the building I'm thinking of. And I got to keep careful watch now. At least I'm going to be getting in some rep now, 2 points each turn. So that may help a little bit in there. So we've got 6 in there. Now I just want to make sure that I don't get trapped, because if it trapped, meaning being in a position where I can't use any of the stuff that I have collected. So keeping track of the progress meter in there. And let's see, I got 5, so I just need 1 more turn of that, and I'll be finished amassing the wealth I'm trying to gain here. Actually, winning this game might not be a good idea, because if I miss this game, I'm going to have to give up one of the cards I And if I win the game, I had to give up one of those. Now let's see. I've got the full thing in there, so let's go to the grandstand. Since I went through the trouble of doing this. There you go. But I also, of course, don't want to fall way behind, because that would be a bit of a problem. And I see that they are... Oh, May has just run out of influence. Ooh, that could be a problem. That could be a bit of a problem. And he gets... Friends! The apprentice, all right, the distillery, and the brewer. And the brewer is where you could... Brewery is where you could pick up some friends in there. Now, do I want to go after a Charterstone right now? Well, we've got 2 turns left, and I know I'm not going to have much in the way of... Now, I've got to spend this money, because if I don't spend this money, then it's just all going to disappear at the end of the game. What would be nice is to get onto the reputation track at least. Because right now, if the game ended here, let's see what we got. Well, this won't be the last turn, obviously. But look, I've spent no influence. I usually spend influence down into the ground, but I was just doing that cycling so much that I wasn't getting anywhere on that. Interesting how I'm playing this one differently than I normally do. Let's see. So should I go after that? It'd be nice to get those, keep the botanical. I just... Decisions. I'm trying to figure out if there's any way for me to get up to 40 VP total. I don't think that there is, because I don't have any pumpkins. If I had a pumpkin, then I could grab a pumpkin. Next turn after that, I get 2 there. That gets me to 30, but where the other 10 come from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something risky. Since they seem to have positive influence now, I am going to see what happened. Maybe this reputation progress track won't hit 0 as fast as I was thinking before. So I'm going to go here, head over to the cloud port, and over in the cloud port, I am going to spend 3. It'd be nice if I were able to get what I wanted in 2, but I wanted to be able to hit the reputation track, because if I get on the reputation track, then I have some hope. So I'll increase that. So now I'm due to get 7. And now I'm at 30, 31. Well, that actually helps me a little bit, because now I now have 2 turns, so I can't do it. I just go to pumpkin patch. And this is the last turn. I go here. I'm at 30. I'm at 31. Oh, 33. Oh, yes, but I'll expect to get some 7 from the reputation track. There, I'm at 33. And progress bar has reached the end. And have the most coins and resources, which I I actually won that particular one. I forgot about that. Now, this is going to be an interesting question here because right now I'm due to have 40 points. May is going to have 45. Bruce is going to have 38, it looks like. Yeah, so despite being top on the reputation track, Bruce is going to be behind on there. Now, I'm on the high end so that I get to choose the next thing on here. And it is, would there be a bonus for all the resources collected or a bonus for the money that we made? Now, if I were going by a purely let's try to win the game stance, you would think, well, I would choose 4 there. I have 37, so I am still short. So I'll be 1 point short. Actually, 3 points because May would also get 2 from that. But it's also not to my benefit to resources collected. So what do? I'm going to do it based on resources collected because that makes the king happy. And whenever possible, I like to make the king happy. So I would have to have a very, very good reason to make the king unhappy. Thus, I'll be taking this. And also remember, I've played this campaign 3 times already, so I know that there are advantages to making the king happy in the long run in there. So I'm going to take this, even though that's not going to help me on there. But seeing how I don't think those 4 points are going to help me in the slightest, even if I did go with the coins, that I have 0 gain from it, and I think pain later on. So now let's see what the points are. But I think I will be behind May on this, which, yeah, she's got 45. I've got 40, and I do beat out Bruce, who has a 39 over there. And I hit 40, and that was my primary goal here, was to hit 40, so that I could get 4 glory from that. I got an extra glory from having the most coins and resources at the end, which was really unexpected there. I did not expect to have that little bonus there. And now I get to distribute this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Won't be enough in order to fill that up, but next game I could have that, and I'll be able to grab a card at the beginning of the game here. Well, let's... Oh, I should hit check mark for that. Good. Now, because I lost, I get to increase my capacity by 1. Now, so far at the start, you get to bring in 1 coin across, one resource, 1 minion, and since I have no minions, I certainly won't go worry about that, and 1 card. Now, I've got 3 coins, so I will lose 3 coins. I have 4 coins, I'll only be able to bring across 1. Now, cards, though, I want both of these cards, and they're 2 different types. So I want to increase the capacity on the card. I think keeping those 2 cards is more important to me than getting 1 extra gold at the beginning of the next game. So it just says which ones. I don't know why it doesn't automatically select them all if you got all of them. Maybe you have the option to do fewer. I don't. There you go. And that is the end of this game, where we've finished up game number 2, where I lost the game, but I met my goals for the campaign, I think. And that was to get to 40, and I managed to keep both of the cards that I wanted to keep. And I think, from the point of view of the campaign, that's a bit of a win, even though I lost this individual game. But that's it for my second game in this series. And I'll see you next time, where we will play game number 3 in Charterstone Digital Edition.